William?
What the fuck? Why is the screen not on?
Tell me why.
I had it pulled up. Now it's closed.
Oh, hey, Payday 3 had an update. Does that mean it's playable?
No.
I was gonna say, why is Discord only showing 4 of us?
Yeah, because I didn't have the right filter on.
Bro, leave the fucker alone. We'll whoop your asses.
Oh. Fuck. There it is. For some reason, my air server was turned off.
Oh, there we go. Map's loaded now for me.
And it should be loading up here in a second for everyone else. Oh boy.
Have we started yet?
I mean, we're live for what it's worth.
I was going to use the restroom.
Well, you can go use the restroom.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
we can't. We're not going to tell you no.
Came on.
The only way you're allowed to is as long as your camera is on and you show it all to Twitch.
That's right.
All right.
We're here to see how fast we can get Lucas banned off of Twitch. Let me just quickly change my Discord profile.
Now,
Oh, no.
How do you? Oh, high cover, not high ground. I'm like, how the fuck does this person have high cover?
William was trying to show
I just want to know why.
Cover one high.
Fuck, my sniper is in such close quarters. I'm fucking dumb.
You don't have to tell us again. You don't have to tell us twice.
Fuck you.
Da 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 ba.
Oh, hey, can somebody go ahead and read out the web client I need to be connected to? For
No.
me,
Bukake? Something Bukake. Right? That's it, right?
No.
That's the one you're
please?
talking
Yeah,
about?
close enough. Alright, I have my token selected. Why can't I see shit?
Cause you a baby back bitch.
About
Understandable.
15 minutes in, so I think shit's fine.
Yeah, totally. You know what? It really changed when I turned off ads. That's what mattered. I don't have ads running on my channel anymore. It's like I got so fucking sick and tired of them.
I'd also like to point out, as I'm staring at the actual Twitch stream, there's
Yeah.
just nothing where your face should be, Lucas.
Oh, I know why. There you go. Technically, I had a window over that window.
He's not a dog.
Yeah, he can be.
If William's going to chase after the ball that I threw, he's playing fetch like a dog.
He threw it at you, but maybe you forgot that.
No, it looked good on that couch in the back there, Lucas.
What's that?
Me
Jack
sleeping.
Skellington.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up about Jack Skellington.
Hey, the best part is, it lights up and it can go ahead and sing to you too and whisper sweet nothing.
Jesus.
I'm back.
Hey, and you know what? You haven't missed a thing.
You just missed Glenn and I having Jack Skeleton sexually harass Lucas.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got this Jack Skellington Christmas fit, one of those things you hang on your door at just the right height, and just because it spreads its arms out, and Jack's got this big stupid grin on his face. I asked Lucas one day I need you to stand in here and face the shells. He goes, what for? Or he does it. I go, damn that thick! It just halves Jack right on his butt.
Get it.
That's funny.
Jesus.
Yes, YouTube. I would love if you recommend me videos that I don't normally watch. You know, like My Little Pony and the other shit.
I was
There
gonna
you
be
go.
like, what fucking kind of videos are you trying to be watching? You fucking weirdo.
There.
It's mostly Smitty, Blarg, Soup, Easter egg videos, Boulder's Gate, Hell of a Boss, Digital Circus. Yeah, FNAF because I watched the movie.
I'm like, hell, the boss is pretty good.
Oh, I enjoy it.
I like how there's still only one comment in chat.
Penis.
Penis.
It happens.
And the movie was not based on.
Yeah. Speaking of horror stuff, I was playing that Slay the Princess last night.
Why?
Yeah. Did you know it could shut itself off?
The game?
Fuck?
Yeah.
It's pretty
I
funny.
was just screwing with the narrator at first. Then I get to a point where,
Oh, fuck me.
for instance, is like, so are we gonna sit here? I'm like,
I
yeah.
got him loose.
I'm just gonna sit here with you. She tells me, well, you eventually have to go. I'm like, no, I'm doing this forever. She's okay. And then I wasn't sure if the game crashed or if it shut off.
Jesus.
No, it is Glenn.
What the fuck?
No, this is Patrick.
Okay.
Fuck yeah. Oh, I didn't get anybody wounded either. Fuck yeah. My sniper got promoted? I was playing really, really dumb with my sniper.
Shit. All right.
What?
Sorry about that. I had to type something up and I had just been forgetting to do it, so that's my bad. All right.
I was about to be like, what did we forget this time?
Nah, we didn't forget much. Some reason it doesn't have me logged into my calendar though, which is really weird. Fucking hell, I gotta move Blinky back there.
Who?
The fucking Pac-Man ghost that's over here, because it keeps seeing the eyes and thinking that it's a face. And it keeps moving the camera.
Well, alright.
Like I could see the camera like moving that way, and I was like, what the fuck is it looking at? And then I realized it's looking at Blinky. So
Inky, Blinky, and Dot.
Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde. Those are the Pac-Man ghosts.
Yeah.
How's everyone doing today?
I pooped like 4 times.
Good to hear that.
Being purely exhausted, as tomorrow is my only day off before I switch to overnights.
Nice.
Yeah.
Pretty good. What about you,
Yeah,
Lucas?
9 p.m. to 5:30 a.m. It's
About a
great.
month since we
Great.
talked.
I'm fucking
That ain't
exhausted.
Not sure if I dodged a bullet or not, as I stopped at work to do that about the $100 bill.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you heard about that?
I got the text this morning. One of our team members called off, and there's nobody that can go in and cover the night shift. So the store's closing in 10 minutes.
Ouch.
Yeah.
I'm more curious about who got the fake $100 bill or whatever.
No. Glenn had a $100 bill that he wanted to get 20s for.
Oh.
So Glenn's printing out the fake money.
Glenn is printing out the fake money.
Okay.
Yes. That's what's happening. Boom.
Abandoned factory or beacon?
Oh,
I'll get a scientist.
All right. So, I get this show on the road. So,
Since we're running late.
yeah, I mean, it's running late. Whatever. This campaign. This campaign is so lackadaisical with how often we even play it. But anyway. So, last session, you guys fought Zardarok Sunblight. You guys had gone down into the fortress of Zardarok's, or you've gone down into the bottom of Zardarok's fortress. You had fought against the Quagoths in the throne room, had dealt with Wu having his memory momentarily wiped, and then had fought a group of Duragar, as well as a where the fuck do I have my notes? An Umber Hulk. There it is. Yes. You guys had fought some Duragar and an Umber Hulk, leading up to Smith. Instead of going and resting or doing anything else, you guys decided to press on, deal with the matter at hand, like the murder hobos you guys are, and you kicked open the door leading into the Great Forge of Zardarok's fortress. As you kicked open this door, there were a number of Duragar, gray dwarves, that were waiting there to defend the forge, as well as Zardarok Sunblight himself, as well as a dragon made out of black crystal known as Chardolin. What?
I said, fuck that guy.
Yeah. So as soon as you guys got in, the Duragar started to attack you using some of their psionic abilities to have Smith and Wu attack the rest of the party. But you guys, for the most part, stayed sequestered towards the entrance of that room. I'm going to pull up the notes I sent to Tarot, because I actually have these details in there. I sent Tarot because he wasn't there that session. So the party kept mostly in the cavern and let the Duragar and Quagoths flow towards them, with Smith and Wu the only ones really in the main fray. On its turn, the Chardolin dragon began to glow like Godzilla and shot a beam of radiant energy at almost the whole party. So Beef Chuck at this point got melted. He got fried. The dragon tried to escape via the ice door up top, but it wasn't able to because you guys had closed it previously while exploring the fortress. The main Duragar, Zardarok Sunblight, enlarged and went into melee range, eventually ripping Smith's Lantern of Revealing off and tossing it across the forge, allowing some of the other Duragar to go invisible when they realized that they could not. Combat kept on, with the party mostly being able to hold the Duragar back. This wasn't until the dragon came back down and the Duragars realized the ice door was shut, so they went about reopening it. The dragon shot another blast, which downed Ravenchuck, Urard, all of Urard's companions, Smith, and Wu. Slagru was able to help someone up, and Groff was able to get Ravenchuck up. Ravenchuck healed the other members. At this point, the ice door was open again, and the dragon was prepped to take off. Wu finally killed Zardarok, which caused an explosion somewhere in the fortress. Zardarok's final words were to tell the dragon to bring the fortress down. Urard quickly put on the Chardolin crown that Zardarok was wearing, hoping to control the dragon, but it didn't, instead giving him a momentary madness of not being able to speak. At this point, the party realized the only smart option was to escape and retreat. As they were fighting back the last couple Duragar that were around the forge, an injured Mind Flayer appeared from a room on the far side of the forge and telepathically called out to Slagru, requesting that they wait for him. Sligo implored the rest of the party to wait, and the Mind Flayer made its way to them, fighting back against some of the Durgar in its way. The Mind Flayer, a prisoner of Zardarok, told the party that he could help them escape, but he needed them to focus on a safe place that could be used as a refuge. As the Mind Flayer began to prepare his spell, a human woman and a Goliath warrior appeared, more prisoners of Zardarok. The Goliath, Smith's cousin, which I actually have a name for him.
Leroy?
No. So, Smith, this Goliath that sacrificed himself was your cousin named Kapanook. I'll put that over in the chat in a minute. They called out to them, telling them to get to them as quickly as they could. The woman was able to reach the party, but seeing the dragon about to take off, Smith's cousin decided to try and stop the escaping dragon and allow the woman to escape without him. Smith's emotions of seeing his cousin sacrifice himself to help the party and try and stop the dragon influenced the teleportation that the Mind Flayer was impeaching upon the party, causing them to be teleported to the home of Smith's clan at Wormdoom Crag. That is pretty much where we left off. So I'm gonna basically have it start up as you guys are kind of thrust into everything swirls around you as this spell commences. You see blurs of light, of multicolored arrays, and then suddenly while everything was cold, while everything is cold here in the Dale, the fortress actually had a bit of a warmth to it, but all of a sudden you get this strong chill sensation as you land in the snow at the tail end of a draconic skeleton that lay in the snow. And as you look up and look around, you can see that you are laying in front of a large a large rocky outcropping. So it's this massive cave that outside of it you can see the bones of a dragon laying half buried in the snow. Past these remains, torchlight flickers on a pair of tunnels that burrow into the mountain, leading west and south. And east of the bones, rough-hewn steps climb up to a 20-foot high open-air arena with stone bleachers carved into the eastern wall. Rising from the arena floor, more than a dozen pillars of rock, each one 8 to 5 feet tall and about a foot in diameter. So as you guys come sliding to a halt, there's a bit of a commotion, and you see that a few Goliath come out to investigate. And Smith, you recognize these as your clan members. These are members of the Thunlockalaga Goliath clan.
Ooh, shucks.
What clan?
Thunlockalaga?
Well, they're the Thunder Beast.
That Thunlockalaga is the Goliath term for it. Thunderbeast is like so Thunderbeast is basically what Thunlockalaga means. It's just Thunderbeast is like the layman Goliath term for Brontosaurus. This was the creature that this clan worshipped centuries ago. Still to this day, big, proud, keeping your head strong and high. But yeah, Thunlockalaga, I'm gonna refer to it as that. It's the same thing. It's just it's literally like the Goliath term. So
I'll tell the group that we're back at my home, and I'll shout out to you said there's Goliaths that are coming to investigate?
Yeah, you can see that they have weapons drawn. They have some great axes drawn as they are starting to make their way down very warily. You hear
How
one of
long
them.
ago did I leave?
Well, the campaign's been going on for about 3 weeks. And I would say you probably would have had to have left home at least a month or two ago, like before that. So I would say unless you have intention for Smith to have been out of the mountains even longer than that, I would say at minimum probably about 3 months.
Okay. Do I recognize any of these people? I just recognize them as members of my tribe.
Yeah. You recognize them as members of your tribe. I actually don't know if I should have. No, not that one. Yeah, hold on. Let me Google some names. Fantasy name generator.
Penis.
Thank you, Aaron.
You're more than welcome, Lucas. I got you.
All right, there we go. So we got I would say there's 3 of them that are coming down to meet you. So we have Varigak Brightherder, Meekin Stone Speaker, and Illican Longhand. And all of their last names, these would be continued with Thunlockalugga, as you're all part of the same clan.
Gotcha.
Ooh, shakalaka.
But yeah, you have Varigak, Meekin, and Illican, which are 3 that you know are some of the more like prevalent ones that kind of keep watch on things.
I'll just shout in giant that it's me, Smith, basically. And we are here after a tough battle. We seek refuge.
You see that they have this very confused look on their face as they come down and kind of move past you. You can actually see that there are 3 little things moving through the bones of this dragon as they are walking down. Smith, you recognize these as, well, you all recognize these as Chwingas. These are small little kind of like tiny little elemental spirits that are mostly just playful little sprites. And a few of them have taken up refuge here in the remains of this skeleton.
What do they speak?
What do they speak? They don't speak any language.
Damn it!
Yeah.
Animal handling.
I mean, you can see that they are very curious in your direction.
But I capture one and make it mine.
Yeah. So as you see these Goliaths coming down and they see you, Smith, they repeat back in giant. The one says, "Smith, what are you doing back here? I thought you had gone out to try and save the world or something."
Something like that. We just got teleported by this mind flare back home, back here.
And I see. Sorry. Okay.
Kind of fill him in on what was going on. And
I see.
what was his name again?
Man.
The Blight. Who did we kill?
Oh, Zardarok. Zardarok Sunblight.
Is that a name he would know? Probably.
Probably not. Yeah, it's they. I would say if you mention that there's if you mention like Durgar out in the mountains, there are different entrances to the Underdark, and Smith would know this. There are entrances to the Underdark in these mountains, so Durgar aren't the most uncommon thing, but this was definitely like a stronger, bigger presence of one.
I'll basically tell him what was going on and how we had to basically flee with, basically,
Run away.
escape. Yeah, run away.
See, they...
Don't forget your brother's dead. Or we think.
Cousin?
Cousin? Was it cousin? I thought it was brother.
Who is...
I'll mention the dragon and say how,
Kapanook?
cousin Kapanook, last seen riding him and trying to take him down.
You see that, you see they kind of look at one another and they're like, oh, great. Well, then we will need to get this information to Ogalai. She has been very curious and worried about Kapanook. She had been beginning to prepare for a search party for him as he got lost out in the blizzard a few days ago. It's a shame. But he went out strong, correct?
He definitely went out fighting, yeah. I mean,
He,
he kept still be alive. I mean, we don't know what happened to him.
Well then, he comes over and, you know, seeing as how for the first time, Smith is at low hit points. I imagine Smith is like cut up, weary, and like you see that he goes over and he kind of puts his arm around you and helps support you a little, and he says, well then tonight we will drink in his honor, either in his remembrance or in our hopes that he is safe. But come on inside. Your friends are obviously welcome.
Thank you, and I'll gesture for them to come inside. Or I'll gesture for them to follow.
All right. So as you guys are being taken in, does anybody try and interact with the little chwingas that are there?
Everard would.
You would.
Okay.
Woo. Sorry. Woo, not
Woo.
you.
Thank you. All right. So as you guys are passing over this pile of dragon bones, you see on the ground within them is these three little chwingas, and they all kind of like pop up and are looking around. And you see that their eyes have kind of gone wide to give an idea of what these. This probably isn't like the best image. Let me see if I can find another one. I think I actually only have like one image.
Can I also find familiar? Neoguri is dead.
Sure. You can find familiar him back.
Thank you.
All right. I probably can't drop these into
Because I figured at least one Fae can then talk to the Fae spirits. They're both sisters. It's perfectly fine.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. See, the funny thing...
In this picture.
I put it over in the Rime of the Frostmaiden chat.
What?
See, the funny thing is I used to have these, like, in the actual campaign itself, and I don't know.
Yeah, I remember seeing them before. Like you showed us before. Or something.
Yes, you guys actually interacted with these you guys actually interacted with these one other time, and that was when you guys were traveling from Termaline to Lonelywood, and one of them kind of went up and befriended Kyra.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, because Niyogiri was essentially growling at her, just hated it because, for whatever reason, it was like, yeah, they were Fae or whatever, but he just didn't like them.
Yes. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I don't have, for some reason, it won't let me bring up the other picture of them, but yeah, you guys can see it there in the chat. Sorry to the folks at home, they can't see it, so my bad.
Honestly, it's I know one of them possibly, so I'll just show them later.
Oh wait, actually, you know what? Come to think of it, there's a way that I can do this, and I don't know why I didn't think about it.
Because you're special.
I am.
If you're special and you know it, clap your hands.
Clap, clap. There we go. That's what they look like. There we are. Little Twingas there on the screen. All right, yeah, so that is, those are what you're looking at. They're kind of like popping their heads up around these bones. All right, so the two of you, Gerard and Wu, go ahead and give me either a persuasion or an animal handling check.
Braxton, shut up.
Oh man, I think I'm definitely gonna do persuasion.
I'm gonna do animal handling.
So I know Gerard, and Gerard's a human.
I got an 11.
Ooh, good idea.
Wu is
I
all-
got a 26
Does Wu
my,
have a beard?
Nobody knows because he always wears a helmet.
Okay.
Why?
Can I add my 1d4 for my modifier as
You
well?
don't need to add 1d4 to a 26.
But I got a 30.
I see that.
He yells at me all the time because in Baldur's Gate, my bard can only roll a 16 or lower in different charisma things.
Jesus. All right, so as the two of you like approach these little creatures, the one looks up at Wu. Now, Wu, you wear like heavier armor, right? Or you wear studded leather. I'm sorry. I always look at your picture that you wear like your picture has like plate mail.
That's his eventual goal.
Yeah.
Does he wear?
I just looked at your sheet. You're wearing studded leather. But yeah, so these things like kind of look at you. Gerard, the one comes up to you and is like looking around you, and it notices something about you, and that is a small button that is on your clothing that is made of metal. And unlike everything else about you that has is maybe a little rough right now due to the battle you were just in, there is still a bit of a gleam and a shine to this. And you see that this little Chwinga has a little curly black antenna coming out of its head, and you can hear it whistling as it goes up, and it looks at itself in your button. And these things are tiny. They are only like 2, maybe 3 inches tall. So it comes up and it kind of like grabs your button, and it's giving these like little high-pitched whistling noises as it looks up at you and kind of like curiously tilts its head to the left and right as it's making small little whistling sounds.
I don't think I have any way to communicate with it.
As for Wu, this one, the one that you are approaching, kind of, tilts its head back and forth, and climbs up onto the bones. And are you wearing a full face cover helmet, or what are you wearing?
Yeah.
Okay.
He would have a full face covering helmet.
Okay. So it comes up to you, and you can see that it has a pine cone in its hand. And it's just kind of like curiously looking up at your face, trying to figure out where your face is. This one has 2 blue concentric circles around one of its eyes. And the last one, as you guys are starting to make your way in, and the two of you have kind of approached these, Ravenchuck. From behind, all of a sudden, you feel a bit of a strange sensation as one of these Chwingas has jumped up onto your back, scampered up you, and is holding on to 2 tufts of your hair, kind of like it's riding you like a horse.
I'm trying to figure out this super shiny button that I apparently have on me.
Okay.
And you can hear that it's just kind of like gleefully humming as it's sitting on your head.
I mean, if it's not hurting me, I don't care.
Yeah, it's not hurting. He's just kind of like riding along on top of you.
Beef Chuck get destroyed, right?
Beef Chuck is currently melted.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, there is.
Like in this ring?
Yeah, he's right behind you. I imagined you were kind of like dragging him along.
I'll do some mending along the way, trying to mend them back together. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, that's totally fine. I know that we had talked about that, and you said that you were going to do that. So, all right. So Gerard, this little Chwinga, as he's like looking at himself in the reflection of your button, he kind of like, tugs for your hand down to hold him.
Sure, I'll pick him up, ignoring Neogiri growling at him.
Yeah, Neogiri's just off to the side, just like squinting, just like menacingly annoyed. And yeah, you see that as you place him into your hand, he is just enamored with looking into that button, whistling as he does. And
have I noticed this button on me before or anything?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that?
it's just one of the buttons on your clothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just possibly whenever you guys teleported and you slid through the snow, it may have just been like had the soot wiped off of it. It's just kind of like catching the sun as the sun's going down across the mountains, and it's just a little more reflective than normal.
Gotcha.
As for
Well,
Wu,
this is mine now. I'm gonna take it with me.
As for Wu, you see it looks up at you, and it finally realizes what it's trying to figure out. As you see the little Chwinga start to jump up, and it tries to climb up your arm to get up next to your face. Do you let it do that?
I do.
Okay. As it does, it gets up next to your face, and with a odd swiftness, it is able to undo the clasp on your helmet, and that allows your beard to kind of reveal itself a bit.
Okay.
And as soon as it does, you hear a little bit of a trill from this Chwinga as it starts to comb your beard with its pine cone.
Okay.
Yeah.
I look at it and be like, I needed a new groomer.
it just lets off this like little this tiny little noise that is of an affirmation, a pleasant affirmation to that.
I give it a thumbs up, as in good job.
Yeah, and it's just now combing your beard with its pine cone. All right. So, with that, I'll have you move in. So, heading into the cave itself, as you had, just a few moments outside to have these interactions. Smith, you walk past the stairs leading up to the goat ball court, where you have spent many an hour playing the Goliath favorite game of goat ball. Past the entrance off to the west that leads over into the smithy, where you probably assume that your mother is hard at work, doing what she needs to do for the clan.
I'm sorry. What the fuck is goat ball?
I guess you'll have to find out if it comes up in game. Let me ask this. Actually, let me ask this, Smith. As you are leading your friends up here, you see that the Goliaths that were there with you, Varagek, Meekin, and Illikon, they have kind of walked in. They are going to let the chieftain know that you are there so that they can meet up. Do you elaborate about what this place is any? Do you point out the goat ball court?
Probably not.
Okay. So
Right now.
that's totally understandable. So yeah, as you guys are walking past it, you go up this small slope, and you can see it's about 20 feet up onto this higher platform, where you see about 15 crude stone pillars standing in this raised arena, where there are bleachers carved into the back wall that are sheathed in ice, and at the top of the seating section are burnt torch stubs in sconces, and a small narrow tunnel that leads farther in. Following through the tunnel, though, you eventually arrive into the main hall. There are a number of beds in here that are laid about. Why is like everyone but Smith for some reason? I don't have daylight turned on, that's why. Jesus Christ.
Yes, my child.
So you can see that there are a number of beds in here, and in the center of this room, there is a oh shit, where the hell is my notes here? Hold on. Yeah, this cavern has a domed roof about 30 foot high and an open well in the middle of the floor. As you walk in, you see your 3 allied Goliaths in here, but you can hear throughout this cave there are a number of other Goliaths just kind of around. You can hear their voices carrying through the cave. You can hear the adults as well as the youth. In this room, right around the well, you see two young Goliaths using ropes and a bucket to draw water up from the well, while 6 other Goliaths wrangle a handful of exuberant Goliath toddlers that are gleefully playing about the area. Further back up into the back of the cave, you can see that there is a 10-foot high platform. It's accessible from rough-hewn stairs ascending up to the southern part of the cave. Seated in this area is a female Goliath with... Oh my god, my contact. Is a female Goliath with gray hair, many scars, and a white cloak made out of mountain goat hide. Leaning against the wall behind her is a great axe with a bone shaft, and she gnaws on a pipe as she tries to settle a dispute that you can hear is going on between two Goliath children. Smith, you recognize this immediately as your chieftain, Ugalai Orc Splitter Thunlakalaga, also known as the Old Goat.
All right.
And as you are walking, I'm going to post a picture of kind of the whole clan there, or at least some of the more named figures. So there is those. And as you walk in, Smith, you can see there's a bit of a look of confusion on some of these Goliaths' faces, as they kind of have this like confused look about what you might be doing there. There you go. There's a little bit of a better view of who you guys are looking at. So.
I lost my back scratcher.
So as you step in there, and obviously I'm not going to have all these tokens on the map, just because it would crash the system. So just assume that the room you're in, that lower area, there's roughly about a dozen or so Goliaths in this whole area. As the Old Goat sees you, Smith, she stands up and approaches over to the side and says, "Ah, Smith. Welcome back. Welcome home. What brings you from your journey?"
I don't really know. I kind of got teleported here with our group. We were fighting with the Duragard. Fighting with some Duragard, and we ended up getting overwhelmed, and this mind flare came and teleported us out. And all I was thinking of was home at the time, and that's where we ended up.
I see. So, you have returned for the safety and security of the mountain once again.
Yes.
Well, do not let me or anyone else look down upon that. Home calls to us all in our moments of need. And you, my child, are always welcome. Your mother is hard at work at the forge if you wish to speak with her. But I see you have a number of travelers with you. Seems that you are doing what you set out to do. If I recall, to bring an end to this endless winter and end the disputes between the creatures of the Dale.
Yeah, we're trying. Not going too well so far, but
Yeah. There is always time. As I said, you are always welcome here. And you are more than welcome
Parrot.
to... He said he'd be right back. You're more than welcome to join us for our feast tonight.
that'd be great. Thank you.
She says, as she sits back down in her chair, she ushers you all up to sit next to her. As she says, please, tell me the tales that you have found yourselves on. My ears are hungry for story.
I used to be a real boy.
I see.
No, I used to be a human, and then upon death, this is the body that I'm stuck with now.
Ah, well, death does strange things to us.
Very
I am...
much-
Good.
It was just him saying very much so, and he would just explain that he's more of a mass animal handler.
I see. She kind of looks over at Smith and says, so this is the company that you have chosen to keep. Are they strong warriors?
Some are strong, some are excel, some. What's the best way to say this? Some rely on their strengths of their physical strengths. Others rely on their intellect. But
Yeah,
they are mighty warriors.
I imagine it that maybe like gesturing back to Ravenchuck as you see as Beef Chuck is now starting to be pieced back together. You see. Hey, Tarrant, you here?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here. What's up?
All right. I was gonna say, go ahead and roll 6d8 plus 9. Not 66, 6d8.
Got to do the +9.
Yeah, okay, we're 36. Hey, you got him back up to pretty much full health.
It's good. But I am gonna be right back.
Okay.
My Google was messing up and it would just froze for like 10 minutes there.
Cool, yeah. Oh wait, actually I think his hit points are now 5 times. God damn it. He didn't level up his character.
No, because he wasn't here and he probably wasn't told.
We leveled up?
Yeah. I thought I told you that.
I don't think you
Level
did.
10, baby.
Gee, I don't remember saying that.
I want Lucas to give us level 10, but no.
Do I even get anything cool at level 10?
Yeah, I never told you. I'm sorry. That's on me.
Wait
I just
till
leveled you
go
up, so
away.
you're level 9 now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, refresh this.
Trying to see what an artificer even gets at level 9. Oh, you get your artificer. You get something that deals with Beef Chuck. Arcane Jolt. When either you hit a target with a magic weapon attack or your steel defender hits a target, you can channel magical energy through the strike to create one of the following effects. You can either have it deal 2d6 force damage, or choose a creature within 30 feet and restore 2d6 hit points to it. And you could do that a number of times equal to your intelligence mod, but no more than once per turn. So, it's on your character sheet down under actions. It's almost towards the very bottom. It's called Arcane Jolt.
I was looking at feats and traits.
Oh yeah, that it should be like the very last thing, right above racial traits. Because yeah, you have like Flash of Genius, Tool Expertise. Now you have Arcane Jolt. 2d6 force damage or healing.
Yeah, I'm level 9 now.
Oh yeah.
Do I get any spells or anything?
Level 9. You do actually. You're gonna now have access to 3rd level spells.
Okay, already have a bunch of. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you're gonna learn 1 3rd level spell.
Okay, cool. I was like, I already have a bunch of them, but these are all ones that I can.
You can prepare them, yeah. So yeah, you gotta pick one of those. Hey, you got Dispel Magic. That's pretty good. Or you can have Dispel Magic. Honestly, you have 2 of the better ones. Aura of Vitality and Conjure Barrage are actually pretty decent. But I don't know. Between Haste, Fly, and Dispel Magic, it's kind of a hard choice. All right, so Beef Chuck is now back up and ready. All right.
Who's no longer a limp snake.
Yeah, who's no longer just like, you know, a melted pile of steel.
One question. With Conjure Barrage,
Mm-hmm.
can I, like, with, Justin? Is that his name?
Yeah.
When he shoots his bow, could I cast it on that?
No, because it would be something that you would have to be doing.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's you throw a non-magical weapon or fire a non-magical piece of ammunition to create a cone of identical weapons that shoot forward and disappear. So, like you could shoot with your crossbow. What's that?
So, oh yeah, I do have that.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, like I say, you could shoot with your crossbow to do that, or like if you grabbed like a dagger somewhere, you could throw that, and that can become a thing. So while this is going on, while Gerard is, telling of his heroics to the chieftain, of him being a real boy at one time, Slagru. As you are being taken in there, you feel someone pull on your arm.
Okay.
And as you turn, you see that it is the Mind Flayer, Fioral.
It's up.
He looks at you, and you can see that he is extremely weak, as he is barely keeping himself up. And in your head, you hear him say, "Is it true what I have peered into you? Is it true that there are more of our kind around?" calling for us?
You're asking about Johnny.
I feel the presence. I hear it calling. A ship. A beacon that can take us away from here.
Oh yeah. We ran into a couple of people. They were looking. Do I have the crystal? I still have the crystal.
Yeah, you definitely have the crystal.
Okay, I want to show them the crystal. Yeah, they asked us to come. Actually, we came down to these caves. Is originally to try to get one of these crystals so their ship didn't blow up.
And then we still have time to escape. To leave this place. And return to the stars. Do you know the location of the ship?
I think it's... Do I even know the location of where we're at?
I would say you do not know where you currently are. Unfortunately, your map of many places would not be able to be used until next dawn again. But you know, you can confer with anybody else here, with any of the Goliaths about like general directions and whatnot.
Okay.
Hold out map and point to where we are.
I guess I'll have to ask that.
Okay. You just ask one of the Goliaths.
Okay. Is that the the girl we escaped with?
Oh yeah, she's there next. Yeah, she's there as well.
Okay, I want. Hey, can I ask where are we exactly?
Sure. Her eyes kind of go a little wide, and she says, I don't know. I don't know where your friend has brought us. It seems as this is his home. She looks over and asks one of the Goliaths, says, I know we are in the mountains, but which direction is the dale? And you see the Goliath kind of like points, and he points west. So, and he will, this Goliath will tell you that, you are, it goes to there, that you are about 40 miles east of the dale.
Was there a specific name for the spot the ship was in?
No. I will say that it is, about a day, about a day's travel, at least a day and a half's travel south of Dugan's Hole. But that's about the most you remember.
Okay, I'll just relay that to the Mind Flayer about. I'll thank her and then I'll relay all that to the Mind Flayer.
He looks at you and he says, allow me to probe your mind deeper, and I can receive the information that I need.
All right. Sure Johnny won't mind the company for a little bit.
Yeah, you see Johnny's like, oh yeah, the boss is coming in. And you...
Up too much, Johnny.
Yeah. You see that the Mind Flayer reaches his hands out and presses them to the side of your head. All of a sudden, your eyes roll back into your head. Everyone around can see this as you're watching the Mind Flayer that has teleported you guys here grab onto Slagru's head, and Slagru's body almost goes limp. And this goes on for about 10 seconds. Does anybody do or say anything when you see this?
Do what?
Do you do or say anything when you see the Mind Flayer grab onto Slagru's head and Slagru's body goes limp for like 10 seconds?
No.
Okay.
I would immediately go, what the fuck?
You see the Mind Flayer, he like looks over at you and he says, I must probe. And you hear in your head, you hear this telepathically. He says, I must probe into his thoughts to know where the ship I saw briefly lies, so that we may leave this world.
Everard suddenly stares at the Mind Flayer and he goes, I have the power crystal for the ship to even move.
Actually,
We never return to the ship.
Actually, as you look through your stuff, as you go to say this, you realize you don't have it anymore, and that it's actually in Slagru's hand.
Oh, what the fuck? What bullshit Baldur's Gate artifact is this?
Yeah.
Can I try to split them up?
Everard looks at the Mind Flayer and goes, wait, probe his mind real fast. Did he rob me? What else did he take?
Smith, as you go up, as this was happening, you see the Mind Flayer let go of him, and Slagru's body almost like falls to the ground, but catches himself at just the last moment. Slagru, your eyes flicker back as you feel that you just woke up from a dream. And Smith, you march over between them and you kind of, put yourself between the two of them, as you see the Mind Flayer looks at you, and says, you hear in your head, he says, I am not trying to hurt him. I am trying to simply probe his thoughts. Please, I wish nothing more than what you want. What you wanted in that moment. It is why we came here. We have the same desire, you and I. And he looks at you, Smith. He says, I too wish to return to my home. And go ahead.
I'll ask him if he's okay.
Yeah, Slagru, for the most part, like I said, you feel like you just woke up from like a short nap, like a little bit of a woozy dream.
5 more minutes, mommy.
That's amazing. Yeah, you can.
Warning next time we do something like that.
He looks at you and he nods slowly as you say this. So as this goes on, Slagru, he looks at you and he says, I have learned the way to its location, and I can take us there when I recover my abilities. And we can leave this world and return to our Grand Empire.
By we, are we talking?
I assume that from the visions in your mind, you were at one time considering yourself a sailor. Do you not dream of sailing the stars beyond this world?
I haven't really had much time to think about that possibility. Huh. Johnny, what have you got to say about this?
Johnny kind of speaks up, and you see him pop up on the shoulder of Furel, and he says, "Well, hey, I mean, we can do a lot around here. I mean, we can expand out here in this dale. I mean, I've seen to what you've seen in your mind, and well, we have a good opportunity here to, you know, make a name for ourselves. But, you know, the power of the boss here, what the Empire has, it's something else. Tell you that much. And I know those two back at the ship, they would love to know that this guy is here. But I'll leave that up to you. I'm in your mind after all."
I guess I mean, can I just hand him the crystal and he can go over and get the ship fixed and give me time to think about this?
As you go to hand him the crystal, he kind of puts his hand up to stop you, and he says, "It will take me some time to recover enough to where I can get us there reliably. Think upon my offer."
Okay, thanks. I'll consider it. Like I said, never even crossed my mind about that possibility. Sounds interesting.
As he goes to sit down in a pile of the snow, he puts his hand on your arm, and he says, "What you have within you is a prized gift. It is the future for you. Think about your options. Do not let them be chosen for you." And you see that he kind of rests his head down, and you can see like pulsations now from his head as he is attempting to rest.
Okay.
All right. Johnny looks at you and says, "Whoa. All right. Well, I guess we got a choice to make."
Yeah, did not did not expect that.
Well, that's up to you. but I'll help you answer any questions you might have.
I mean, how soon would they be ready to go? Because as probably should help these guys here do whatever they need to do.
Hell, I mean, hey, who knows? Maybe we can, kill two birds with one stone. We can, maybe help them in the process. Because as strong as I think you are, I think you need to be a little bit, you need to bolster your mind against, full mind flayers. Keep in mind, this one's weak. He's had his tentacles ripped off. And when he says that, you can see now that, like, while he still has most of the ones on his face, you can see that he has a few of them that have been ripped off underneath, that now that he's in his resting state, it's kind of revealed that a bit. He's like, he's not as strong as he could be. And the two back on the ship, well, they're not that strong either. But I don't want to lose out to some full-powered mind flayer when we would get there.
Okay, so we'll stick around here until that time comes. Then, when you feel like you're strong enough to deal, we can handle them.
Yeah, works for me.
Okay, then.
So while this conversation is going on, Woo.
See.
You see the woman that escaped with you guys. You can see that she is not in the best shape, being kept prisoner, not having access to really any of her stuff. She approaches you and she says, I must ask you, do you happen to be Wu Xing?
Depends. Who are you?
My name is Valine. Valine Hoppel.
Would Wu know this name?
I would say Wu knows the name Harple, because the name Harple is known across the Sword Coast. The Harple family is a group of it's kind of like an eccentric family of wizards that for the most part live further down south, but they have been known to travel further up north seeking information. Like, the thing that the Harples are known for is that they are constantly seeking innovation in magic as well as new information.
Okay. So, Wu would be like, are you related to the Harple family?
Yes. Yes, I am.
What is your relations to them?
Well, I am a member of the family. What do you want to know?
Who you are? Do you have a bounty on your head? The basics for a bounty hunter.
I can assure you that I do not. as far as I'm aware. I will be straight with you. I was looking for your group for some time. Had traveled south when I had heard that you had made your way that way. After hearing some of your exploits up in the Dale, I feel that you might be able to help me. I feel that we have a similar desire for 10 towns.
We as in you and I, or we as in our party and you?
Well, I do not know your particular wants and desires, but I've heard that there is a group in which you travel with that has fought against Auril herself.
We know Carl.
God damn it. Is it true that that is your goal?
Yeah, that's one of many that we've come across.
Well then, I believe the two of us can help each other. You see, and she's now saying this more aloud so that the rest of you are privy to this knowledge.
Only Wu knows this.
Well, obviously Groff is standing near, and so is Dravenchuck.
Nope. Pull her off to the side. Private conversation.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. Granted, Wu would totally do that.
Sure. She says, I first came to Icewind Dale as a bit of a rivalry between me and another one of the members of my brotherhood. When I have not learned of her fate here, but in my travels, I have heard of an item, an object that can be... no. It is a book. A book that contains within it the ability to split a glacier. That which you would need to reach Auril's fortress.
Interesting.
It is known as the Codicle of White, and I am in search of it, and I seek your help, but I know right now you might have other factors to deal with. As she kind of like glances out of the cave, she turns back to you and she says, with what happened back in that fortress,
Wait, what now? What?
she's basically lamenting the fact that right now there's a dragon potentially threatening the 10 towns that might slow her journey in finding the codicle.
That's never happened.
Oh yeah, totally.
We're the heroes. We stopped that dragon.
Yeah. We'll be like, well, whatever we can do to try and help you out, let us know, and yeah. Hopefully, there's another bargain we can make down the road.
Well, hopefully we can figure this out.
I'm also trying to build my own army around the Tin Town. In a way.
Well, that is good. I feel that if we are beginning to search for the codicil, it is likely going to attract her attention. We will need those around us that can protect us. And I know that there are few of my brotherhood here in the Dale anymore. But I will try and do what I can to help. But I need my rest. I feel we can talk more about this when we have full stomachs and restful eyes.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. Also, can I tell what she is, like fighter, rogue, barbarian, druid?
Not based on what she is wearing, because she's wearing prisoner's clothes. But I will say that her being a harple would lead you to believe that she is a wizard.
Okay. He's gonna kind of look at her and be like, well, you're still in prisoner's clothes.
Yes. My supplies are with my caravan.
Yeah. I've got these clothing of cold weather that I haven't used in quite some time, so you can have these.
Thank you. I very much appreciate it.
And, he's gonna hand her one of his sabers that he has been carrying around. So now he's down to one saber and 2 Charlatan sabers.
Oh, okay. I got what you mean. Coolio.
So he wants to, clothe her and at least give her a weapon. So if she goes out and hunts for herself,
gotcha.
She has the means to do so.
All right. So that evening, the chieftain, orc splitter, Ogalai orc splitter, she kind of gathers everyone around and she says, "Let us feast this evening. We will begin to prepare. Smith, would you care to show your friends around while we prepare a feast in your honor?"
As she's talking about a feast, Aurora just kind of sighs and looks sad.
I'll kind of just nod and then cough up some blood.
Yeah. All right. So Smith, I'm gonna give you the the map. So do you want it on do you want it in Discord? Is it easier?
Discord would be good, yeah.
Okay. There you go. There's the map. And let me just mark down what you would know.
What's going on?
I'm sending you a message. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
1 Mississippi. 2 Mississippi.
Seconds up.
Oh no.
Alright. Good session, guys. Going to bed.
Yeah. All right, there you go. So,
Say hi to my mom.
go say hi to your mom. Okay. All right. So, as you guys are being taken through, as you can see, the Goliaths are now starting to gather themselves. Bit of a commotion going on for everyone as they are getting ready for the feast. Smith takes you guys. He says that he will introduce you to his mom. He first takes you guys into this small room off to the side, heading up there. So when you enter into this room, you can see that the floor is the floor of this 15-foot high cavern bulges in the middle with a 5-foot diameter hole on either side of the upraised part in the middle of the floor. And the exterior of this bulge has runes inscribed on every surface. And at the back of the cave, there is an elderly Goliath sitting with 3 adolescents around a campfire. And you can see that they are dyeing scraps of cloth and leather in a bucket of greenish liquid and setting them out to dry. Smith, you will remember this from your childhood and from growing up here. This is Demoloch Nightwalker. He is one of the elders of your clan, and he is helping these youths make ceremonial dolls. You actually know these youths as they are rambunctious ones that are going to eventually be taking the ritual of the crawl, which is it is a ritual that all Goliaths who are members of your tribe must go through to become full-fledged adults, where you crawl through the tunnel. Does anyone ask about this, or do you tell them about this, Smith, or do you just continue on?
I'll tell them about it.
Okay. So yeah, basically, the way that this works is when young Goliaths are on the cusp of adulthood, they need to be imparted with the wisdom that comes with knowing one's own character. And as such, after learning these lessons to become full-fledged adults, a young Goliath offers up a symbol of their childhood, one of these ceremonial dolls, and crawls through the tunnel, with members of their family waiting on the other side, ready to welcome them into adulthood. And as a Goliath goes through this tunnel, they have visions, where they must face their fears and experience what it means to truly be alone and to recognize their own weakness. That not everyone has the fortitude to make it through the tunnel on the first attempt, but those who fail can try again.
Gerard wants to go through this tunnel.
Gerard wants to go through the tunnel?
He's curious about his worst nightmares and deepest fears and everything else. He's experienced death and he's already gone so far into his own depression. Why not?
Okay.
We will go with Gerard.
It is only big enough for one person. Yet you crawl through it.
Gerard is truly curious on how worse this can go. Because he already feels like he's at rock bottom and he can't wait to hear that knock from the basement.
As you walk over to the beginning of the cave, you see Demoloch, the elder. He stands up and starts to approach and says, "Visitor, I see that the draw of the crawl appeals to you."
Yeah, I've already gone through so much, and I'm curious what this has to offer, because despite my appearance, I'm still very young.
Yes, I see.
I used to be the human before, as he extends his hand and kind of looks at it. Whatever this is.
I see. Well then, would you like to attempt a crawl through the tunnel?
Sure.
And he brings you over to where these younglings are.
Something.
What's up?
I can't speak.
Oh shit, that's right.
So we gotta retcon all of that. It literally just hit me that I can't talk.
You know what? We'll say for the time being that you're speaking through Neogiri, because you did summon him back.
Which technically I don't think I can do, because isn't Find Familiar verbal?
Not that I know of.
Components. Verbal, somatic, and material.
Damn. We're just gonna work with it, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't argue with the DM.
He wears a samurai outfit, right?
Yeah.
Only
Who?
when he mega evolves.
Neogiri? Only when he's mega evolved.
It's still my point I'm getting at. We're arguing whether he or not he can talk.
True.
No. We're arguing if my character can talk.
Yeah.
I'm hurt.
If technically Gerard, because Gerard can't speak for 90 hours, so he can't use verbal components for spells.
You know what? We can argue that I bullshitted the Pokeball to summon Neogiri, but I'll still call the spell slot.
What were you gonna say, Smith?
I just forgot why he can't speak for 90 hours.
I was cursed.
Because he put on the crown down during the fight to try and control the Shardolin dragon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we can argue that I bullshitted the Pokeball.
Sure.
That I
Sure.
have.
Yeah, you do have the ability with that thing to summon one of your companions.
Yeah, so I'll still expend the spell slot for Find Familiar and just use that for Neoguri then.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Okay.
Yeah, so Neogiri looks at you as you know, as the two of you are connected, and Neogiri is explaining this. And so the Goliath, Demolog, he says, well, then come here and prepare yourself. And he takes you over to where the younglings are, and he takes out a rag of this greenish dye that they are dyeing these dolls in, and begins to coat you in it. And you can feel it kind of soaking into your wooden artificial flesh. And you see the adolescents are watching this as they, you know, are like amazed at the fact that you're, you know, you have no flesh. And then a moment goes by, and as your skin has soaked this in, there's a bit of a pattern that appears now on your flesh. And it is in a bit of a dark green pattern. And you can see that it looks very similar to Smith's tattoos that pretty much all Goliaths have. As these have been dyed into your skin.
Oh,
And-
so now that's just permanently a part of me.
And Demolok walks you over and gets you onto the one side of the cave. And he looks at the rest of the party and says, Smith, would you and your comrades usher your friend into the new beginning of his life, as we once did for you?
I'm sorry, what did he say? He said usher your friend in?
He said, will you go to the other side of the tunnel and usher your friend into the new life that he is about to receive, as we have done for you? Because Smith would have done this many years ago.
Yeah, I'll head over.
Okay. All right. So, Gerard, as you step down and you start to walk through this tunnel, you go in, and it suddenly sounds as if everything around you disappears. A few more steps, and you no longer hear the sound of wind howling behind you as you have up on this mountain fortress cave system. And suddenly, everything starts to get brighter. And as the minutes seem to go by, you realize you're somewhere familiar. You are in that vacant white space that Calyrex has brought you to time and time before. But he's not there. As you look around, you realize you have none of your clothing and armor.
You walk around naked.
I'm wooden.
And you can see your artificial body now truly for the first time. That you appear like a wooden doll. And part of your body is now coated in a greenish liquid that has dyed you and has revealed the natural pattern in the wood that makes it look like Goliath tattoos. And then you feel a bit of a warmth. And you hear the voice of Calyrex as he goes, "Ah, young Yorad." And as you turn around to see him, he's hopping towards you. And before you can say anything, and before he can reach you, he fades into snow. And then you hear a sound behind you. And as you turn around, you see all of your animal companions standing there. You see Neogiri up front. You see your abominable snowman. God damn it, not abominable snowman. Your Yeti tyke, Jesus Christ. I know its name is Abby because of Abominable, but you see the Yeti tyke. You see Albot. You see your flying snake, Chris. You see your cat companion, Marcus. And you see your wolf companion, Ulfer. You also see the plesiosaur. And you see your axebeak, Azure. They are outside the fortress, back at Zardock, Sunblight's fortress. Yeah. As you are looking at them, Neogiri says, "Where the hell are we?" And then you see Albot slowly start to turn to snow. And Neogiri looks at you and says, "Yorad, what's happening?"
I don't know. I think this is one of my greatest fears of what's happening, of being alone or something.
Abby
I don't know.
disappears as you're saying this. He says, No, I can't do this again. No, come on. We can get through this together. And as he says this, Ulfer fades away. He says, Come on, Yorad, you and me, we've been together for the longest, right? It's always going to be you and me." And as he says that, Chris fades away. He says, "I don't want to be alone either. You've always been there for me." And as he says that, you see Azure and the plesiosaur fade to snow. And Neogiri runs over to Marcus, who is looking around as concerned. And he grabs him. Neogiri grabs Mark and says, "No, Marcus, not you too!" And then all of a sudden, Marcus fades to snow.
Looks up at him and says, "I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark."
"I don't feel so good, Mr. Neogiri." At this, Neogiri runs up to you. And he grabs onto you. And he says, "Yorad, there's something wrong, man. I can't lose you. Are we gonna be okay?"
Yes, this is an illusion. This is just an illusion. It has to be.
And
everything is fine.
As you're saying that, you can see that from his feet up, it's starting to turn to snow. And as it's starting to take him away, he says, "I hope you're right." And then as he says that, his mouth and everything in his head up turns to snow. And as this happens, you see in the distance your friends. You see Groff, Smith, Wu, Slagru, Ravenchuck, Kyra. You see them all standing there. And one by one, each one of them begins to fall, but not turn to snow. You see dark shadows envelop them, corrupt them, and then cause their bodies to fall and shrivel. And from that shadow, it spreads out, cascading around you and filling the white void that you are in. Until it is not but darkness, and you are alone, and there is no sound, and there is no sight, and you can't even feel the warmth of your own skin. And I need you to make a Constitution and Charisma saving throw.
I was going to say a DC 100.
Well, charisma I got 15. Constitution I got 12.
All right. So, as you are here, you feel yourself struggling. In this whole time, you have felt as if you were moving forward, but suddenly you feel yourself stop, and you realize you cannot continue. There is something holding you back. There is something deep within you that is causing you to hesitate. And as this happens, you instinctively turn around and run. From the outside, the rest of you watched as Gerard entered into this tunnel, and about 5 seconds later comes running out the other side from where coming out the same side that he went in. Gerard, you are covered in sweat. Your flesh is, I guess you wouldn't have flesh. Like your eyes are wide, and the dye job that was done to you has kind of faded into more of like a pale green now. And as you step out, Demilock walks over to you and says, "It is all right, young one. Not everybody can make it through the first time." As you see, Neogiri looks on and just kind of curiously from the side. You are unable to push through and succeed.
Using the telepathy with Neogiri, I explain to him everything that happens, but I do not tell him to tell the party it.
Okay. Smith, I'm going to say that from when you're watching this and you see him coming out, you realize this happens a lot with some Goliaths that attempt this. Sometimes there's just that thing that holds you back. And that there's always more attempts that can be made.
We'll give him a pat on the shoulder. Now, has it come to anyone's attention that he can't talk, or has that been discussed yet?
I think that was actually, I don't think it was addressed.
I think unless we argue that it was addressed because of me using Neogiri to communicate through, and I explained to them that
Sure.
I can't physically speak, so
we'll manage that. Yeah. We'll do it that way.
That way we can just argue, so we're not explaining it all.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll say that when you guys were going in, Neogiri was like, something's wrong with him, and you guys realized they're like the mouth for Gerard's puppetry mouth is no longer there.
Yeah, because of the Pact of the Chain, I can technically speak through Neogiri, see through all of his senses, Because Niyogiri only knows Sylvan, but because of me knowing Common, I can speak
Yeah.
through him with Common.
Yep.
I know of any like healers in our tribe that might be able to help him or anything like that.
Funny enough, most of the healers in your tribe are very rudimentary. And in fact, Ravenchuck is a more qualified healer than anybody you would have had around here.
Who knows remove cards?
At least regarding like magic healing.
Can I like find the healers and try to like teach them more stuff and see if they can teach me anything too?
Yeah, we can definitely get to that.
I want to go through the whole next.
You want to give it a go?
Wu does, yeah.
Okay. So as you step over there, Demilock takes you over and takes the same liquid, as you do not have a craft that you are able to take through there, and he, dunks these scraps of leather and cloth and begins to kind of paint you with them the same way he did with Gerard. As this happens, your leather kind of gets this greenish dye tint to it, and has again a very similar pattern to Goliath tattoos, as he's being more intricate with yours.
Would I be able to read it?
It's not like he's not like doing symbols, but it's more just like big stroked lines.
Okay.
Yeah.
More of Goliath pattern work than Goliath symbolization.
Yes. Yeah. It's because like if you look in the chat, it's stuff like that you would see. It's more like the lines on their bodies and stuff.
Gotcha.
So. All right. So you head over to the beginning of the crawl and start to make your way in. Being that I already knew this about Gerard, I need to know here, Wu, what is Wu's greatest fear?
Wu's greatest fear? That's a great question. Probably being alone. That's why he's trying to build up like an inn and other areas where he can be kind of known around town, around the area. He doesn't want to be an unwell known person that just fades away. He wants to build a reputation.
Okay. So as you start making your way through the tunnel, you get about halfway, and similar to Gerard, the wind outside mutes. You no longer see the light from either end of the tunnel. And unlike Gerard's, where he was in a field of white, as you step forward, you feel as if you step and fall off of something. And before you can catch yourself, you are almost falling down into the open air. And a moment goes by, and you're surrounded by clouds. And as that cloud dissipates, everything is dark. There is a bright light that comes to your eye. This pink and purple, blue and green. And it kind of blinds you for a moment. But then suddenly you realize where you are as you open your eyes. And you are looking down across all of Icewind Dale. You can see all the 10 towns. You can see the roads that connect them. Kelvin's Cairn to the north. The 2 lakes, Mare de Walden and Lake Lac Dinishare. You can see the small forests that dot around Lonely Wood and Goodmead. And as you are falling, you hear a voice in your head that is that of oh god, what was shit, the fuck was his name? Hold on, I gotta look something up. Ooh. That is the name, or that you hear the voice of Trex, the winged kobold. And you hear him say, "Where the hell is he? He said that he would protect us." And you hear screams around him. As you are falling, you see flames erupt around Tourmaline. And in the shadow of that flame, plastered against it, you can see the sight of a winged creature flying high above it, as flame and smoke now carry into the sky. You see this shadow move to what you recognize as Lonelywood. A moment later, you hear more screams in your head, this time hearing the screams of your old traveling companion, Kyra, and hearing people screaming, "It's gonna kill us all! It's gonna kill us all! Wu was supposed to protect us! We were supposed to be safe!" Moment later, you see flames erupt at Targos, Bremen, and then you see flames erupt around Brynshander, as you hear the voice of Scramsax in your mind, who screams, "That damn fool! He wasn't strong enough! I should have never trusted him!" And then you hear the voice of town speaker Duvessa Shane. She says, "I thought I could trust him. I thought he was strong enough. He has failed us all." And as you watch this sight of 10 towns begin to burn, you see a flame erupt in the center of 10 towns, where the cave that you guys claimed sat. Where in your mind at this point, you hear the screams of your allies, of Groff, Gerard, Smith, Slagru, and Ravenchuck, screaming and cursing your name, that Wu was not strong enough, that he wasn't powerful enough or influential enough to change what could have been, that this is on you. And as you feel this, and you're falling further and further and further, I need you to also make that Constitution and Charisma saving throw. As you fall, you feel yourself you feel within yourself this twinge of pain You are able to steel your resolve. You know that you are strong enough. You know that you are powerful enough. You think to yourself about the many times that you've gone toe-to-toe fighting the same foes as Smith in a contest of power. But as this feeling hits you, you realize there is something missing, and it is that connection. It is that ever-burning connection to the people around you. This want and desire you have to be present everywhere that you feel is lacking. And as you fall closer and closer to the ground, you eventually feel yourself hit an unseen ledge. And as you grab it and pull yourself up, you walk forward and you realize that you are walking back out the same side you had entered.
So he didn't do it? Or did he?
No, he did not. He failed the charisma save. Now, Smith, I'm going to give you the insight that to maybe give them a little bit of you know, not so much honor, I wouldn't say, but to kind of like, you know, keep them going and you know, make them not lose their you know, yeah, I don't want to say honor. Honor's not the word I'm looking for. I can't think of it. You know that there are some who become so overwhelmed with the visions they experience in the crawl that they are knocked out for hours.
And they came back relatively unscathed, basically? Is
Oh
that
yeah,
what you're saying?
they walked out just fine. Basically, Wu is maybe a little clammy, you know, coated in sweat. But yeah, there has been some Goliaths that have gone through this, that they have become so overwhelmed by the visions of terror that they fall into a coma for hours. Rest assurance, that's where I'm looking for. So yeah, I didn't know if I will say you have that insight if you want to give them a little bit of like reassurance that they did better than some.
He did better than a lot of the glass I've seen that go through it their first try, and I'll give him a pat on the shoulder.
Wu's gonna kind of look at Smith and be like, how many times can you try in a day?
You could try as many times as you like.
Because Wu's gonna keep going at it until he passes through.
Oh God, okay.
As long as nobody else wants to do it. If other people want to join in, then he's gonna take his turn. But if not, he's just gonna take a deep breath, kind of gather a thought or two, and rinse and repeat.
Yeah, Smith, I will say that you have the insight that people, other Goliaths have done it multiple times. I'll give you the knowledge that doing it too many times can be exhausting.
I'll let him know that.
Okay.
I'll kind of advise against it, but it's his decision. I know Wu, at this point, should know that he's stubborn and he's gonna do it regardless.
Irregardless.
It's not a word.
They both are.
Irregardless is not a word.
Irregardless is a word. Irregardless is just like it's just like the next level of it.
Are you one of the people that use the word literally to mean figuratively as well?
No. but but
No,
irregardless.
he's one of those people that says, 11 in the afternoon.
Fuck you.
Yeah, he's the type of
Fuck you.
person that says 11
No.
in the afternoon.
Fuck you. 11 a.m. is still in the morning.
Here we go. Merriam-Webster, irregardless, adverb, non-standard for regardless.
Non-standard.
Sure. I don't know what that means, but I know that it's a word.
You know what? Let's talk to the English major who's sitting behind me.
Yeah, no, get over here.
Lucas is trying to use irregardless.
No, Aaron did. Don't put this on me.
Well,
I'm just willing to defend him.
Nona's back here saying it's a double negative to where it's not a correct word.
What?
The English major is saying it's a double negative.
That'd be unregardless.
He's saying that's unregardless.
I get that, like, irregular is, like, non-regular. But...
You know what? Here, I'm passing the headset to her.
Oh,
She's
no, we're
yelling
not
at
doing this. We're not doing this. We're not doing
me.
this.
She's saying it's the same exact fucking thing, and you're stupid.
It is the same thing. Regardless and irregardless are the same thing.
So why would that word exist?
What? Because it's like it's like it's like a leveled up version of it. It's like a more powerful version of it.
People that used it wrong and it's somehow ended up
It's like,
Hey, Lucas.
huh?
Lucas, I want to get more powerful.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah. But it's like if somebody says like, oh, blah 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 blah, and you say regardless, and they say, well, blah 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 blah, and it's like irregardless, like it's like the next one you go to. It's like Super Saiyan.
Not a word. Not a word.
That's a double negative.
It's like regardless, but it's Super Saiyan.
Regardlessly.
Irregardlessly, let's move on.
Hold the fuck on. No, fuck you. Where the fuck was this? Oh, here it is. It is the origin of irregardless is not known for certain, but speculation amongst dictionary references suggests that it is probably a portmanteau of the words irrespective and regardless. It is still a word.
Everything can be a fucking word, including friddle fraddle.
But it's in the fucking dictionary.
Is it in Webster's dictionary?
It is. It's in Merriam-Webster's dictionary.
Oh, I just said Webster's dictionary, not Merriam-Webster. Webster.
What the fuck is the difference?
The difference is irregardless and regardless, Lucas. Come on. Merriam-Webster dictionary is just a Super Saiyan version of Webster's dictionary.
You haven't seen me at my... You may have seen me at my Webster, but you've never seen me at my Merriam-Webster.
You haven't even gotten to the Ultra Instinct yet.
That's Merriam-Webster Oxford. God almighty. All right, anyway, back to where we were. Woo, if you would like to reattempt that, I need you to make those saving throws again. Constitution and Charisma. Okay. You crawl through the tunnel again. The same vision happens, but this time you see the sights down in 10 Towns more closely. Your body falls to the ground further, and you are able to hear the screams of the people of 10 Towns as they curse your name. You see them burning, melting, as the Chardalyn dragon traces a path among from town to town, burning people, destroying buildings, and wreaking havoc. And the people there curse your name. From the towns that you visited, they question why you have not been there to protect them, why you were not there to save them, and why you did not build them up strong enough to defend themselves. And to the towns that you never went to, they curse your name for never having been there, to never offer them your protection or your services or your guidance now that they are finally in their moments of death. And as this happens, you hit that same ledge. And as you crawl yourself out, you return back to the same side that you had crawled out of. You are going to take a level of exhaustion.
You can't brute force your way through it, Woo.
Wu kind of sits on the ground and just sits there and just meditates for a second.
Okay. What is Wu thinking in this moment?
He's thinking of all the places that he hasn't been to and what he can do to give protection to the towns. Thinking of different ways to build up protection in the towns, whether it's himself or, you know, help train guards. Trying to figure out where to put this last tree ent nut.
There's the forest by Goodmead.
I don't know where that's at.
It is right north of Dugan's Hole. Here, I'll put a picture of the map. Yeah, there's a forest just north of Goodmead.
Where are we at currently?
Oh, brother. Hold on.
Are we more east?
You are so far east, it is not even funny.
Okay.
Yeah, here, hold on.
Oh yeah, because I got one in Tourmaline, one in Lonely Wood.
Be right back.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, good move would be a good spot.
All right. Here, I'm going to put up on a different map. Okay, that red dot is where you guys are. And to those of you at home, right there, Wormdoom Crag is where the party is.
Far away.
Yeah, you are about 40 miles in a straight line from the nearest settlement. So,
I like how I'm looking
Where
at the
are we?
Oh, there we are.
My map's still like not really loading in.
you can look in the Discord. It's in there as well.
Yeah, I would not even attempt to try to load it because it's massive as fuck.
Yeah, that's a big map.
It's not the biggest one Lucas has had.
It's true. It's true. I've literally not been able to load shit because of how big some of these maps are.
Yep.
Okay.
I may not be a pervert some of the times, but I'm a pervert all the time.
Okay. After that, so thinking on this, does Wu reattempt the crawl?
He will.
Okay. So keeping in mind.
So I have inspiration. Can I use that to roll?
Yeah.
with advantage for the
Inspiration can be used on any D20 roll.
charisma? Okay.
Okay.
Well, yeah. So Con.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
Charisma with advantage. Motherfucker.
You crawl through, and the same thing happens. This time you hear the... not only do you hear the screams, you hear the cackling of Zardarok Sunblight as you hear his laughter almost like penetrating your head. And as you watch, as you are falling through the sky, you see Arl taking her nightly ride, seemingly unaffected by what is happening down there. And you exit, taking another level of exhaustion.
I kind of figured.
Okay.
I'm no longer exhausted level 1. I'm exhausted level 2.
You're 2. Means not only do you have disadvantage on ability checks, but your speed is halved.
That's fine.
You can see at this point, Demolock looks at you and says, I do not recommend attempting that again. It is putting too much of a strain on you.
In the far distance, Wu just hears a goblin going, "Do it, pussy, no balls!"
He's going to take like a 10-minute break just to kind of sit there and kind of ponder his thoughts again.
Okay.
Seeing if anybody else goes.
Does Gerard reattempt it?
Rard ponders it, and no, he'll attempt it the next day.
Okay.
He's not going to attempt it again today.
Sure thing. Smith, you back?
Uh-huh.
All right. So you see Wu sitting there. And you know he's gonna take a few moments. It's at this point you hear a familiar voice from behind you as you turn around, and you see standing there before you is your mom, whose name I'm going to put there in the chat is Wayani High Hunter.
I'll go up and give her a hug.
She, when she sees you there, she, kind of taken aback by the sight of you. She says, "My child, what brings you back to your home so soon?"
Well, bit of a long story, but right now we're just here getting some rest in. Trying to recoup our losses.
I see. You have made friends in your journey. I am proud of you. You must tell me of your tales so far. Smith, I put 2 pictures there in the chat. Put a third one. There's a map up? Yeah, there should be.
Oh, it's just a black screen.
Oh.
And I've been reloading it.
Is that better?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. I put up a couple pictures in there. Whichever one you want to be the representation of your mom, just let me know.
Go with the first.
Go with the first one? Cool.
First one's hot.
Third one was thick.
First one, I didn't even see the third one.
I saw 1 and 2.
Mommy? Sorry. Mommy? Sorry.
Mommy? Sorry?
Bubbies?
It's like so you guys all of a sudden, the rest of you turn around, and you see Smith talking to this very large, like strong-looking Goliath female, who he's referring to as his mother. She says, so, how is your journeys taking you, Smith? Have you seen to your goals?
Thank you. Oh, thank you. No help.
The
No
fuck?
help.
Oh.
Not yet. Not yet.
Ow.
I did meet with another Goliath from the what's the tribe?
The Othanaki tribe.
Huh?
And what did he happen to save our lives, or he helped us, right?
Yeah, so he helped you guys fight the fuck, what the fuck is it called? My mind is slipping. Sorry, I have to pull it up here. The Cold Light Walker. He helped you fight against the Cold Light Walker. This was a Goliath werebear.
Yeah. I'll leave out the werebear part, but I'll tell her that I met with the Goliaths in the Akanaki tribe. Is that right?
Sorry, say that again?
Akanaki, something like that.
Yeah, Othanaki.
Akanaki.
Yeah, it's you could also just call them the Sky Tower Goliaths, because that's basically like there's Worm Doom Crag where you guys are, and there's Sky Tower Shelter. So it's like the Worm Doom Goliaths is your tribe, that's the Thunlockalaga. The other one, the Akhenathi tribe, that's the one at Sky Tower Shelter.
And he was interested in seeing an end to the war between our tribes. I was wondering what you suggested in us doing, or what do you suggest in us accomplishing that?
It would be nice to see our tribes no longer at war with one another. But that is not up to me. That's up to Ugalai. I am sure that she would be willing to retell the story of how our clans have opposed each other. But to question, it would be a benefit to us all. And you are a better Goliath than most for wanting to seek an end to that, rather than continue to live with it as the status quo. I will stand by you with whatever decision you make, my son. And I will support you in speaking with the chieftain about putting an end to this and seeking a peaceful resolution. Plus, it would mean maybe I could work on some of their weapons. You there, Aaron? Aaron?
He's dead.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So with that, Smith, your mother, Wayani, she says, well, I was told that there was a feast that was going to take place in honor of Kapanook. Has he been found? Smith?
Did everyone vanish?
I watched
back.
every single symbol on Smith's name go off. I saw his muted mic, his muted headphones, and then went back to normal.
I forgot my mic has my headset has its own mic feature.
Oh, okay.
Its own mute feature, but it doesn't show up on Discord, so it was muted and I didn't realize it.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, she asked if Kapanook has been found.
We found him at the fortress, but after that he sacrificed himself to try to bring the dragon down, and he hasn't been found since.
I see. You'll have to tell me more about this fortress. I'm curious to know of your travels as of now. So, Wu, do you take one more attempt before heading over to the feasting hall?
Yeah, we'll take one more.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your saves. Constitution and Charisma.
There's no way I can help him out, right? Or
No.
any advice I can give him?
No. Nothing that would give him a bonus.
Same shit, level 3.
Level 3. He goes, you guys watch him go in, and he comes back out the same side. Hoofa.
Just keep going, Woo. What's the worst that can happen?
No, I think level 3 is fine.
Yeah, level 3 is disadvantage on all D20 checks, and your speed is halved. All right, so we'll say that if nobody else would like to attempt the crawl, you guys can head on over to the feasting room. 1 second. Hell yeah. There we go. Where the Mind Flayer and the Wizard have been brought over. So, as you are brought into this room, there are a few adult Goliaths.
Can the Wizard remove the curse?
Remove what curse?
The curse of me not being able to talk.
Do you want to go up and ask her?
And by me, I mean me or Jerry, but yes.
Okay. Yeah, we'll say that you approach her. She, what do you say?
Situation of, I grabbed an item, it prevented me from speaking. And now I can't talk.
She says,
and I have to use my small little raccoon dog.
She says, Chaudelin.
Yes.
Mine, yes. I cannot resolve your matter at this moment, but a night's rest, and I do have that. Oh wait, actually, hold on. My mind just slipped. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I cannot cast it now, but with rest, I can prepare it. I do know the spell, and I can remove the curse.
Thank God. So we just have to rest. Okay.
Yeah, she needs to prepare it.
You know what? That's perfectly fine.
All right.
I want to be able to talk again.
Yeah. So here, I did mean to post a picture of her. She obviously doesn't have. Well, she does actually have her cold weather clothing now because Wu gave her some, but she doesn't have her owl companion. And I'll actually share the whole picture. She doesn't have them right now, but she actually does have little kobold companions.
Oh.
There you go, cute. All right. So yeah, like I said, you guys head into this room as Gerard is going over to talk to Valine. You can see that there are some adult Goliaths cooking meat over a rectangular fire pit that is set into the middle of this cave. There are a few younger Goliaths that are distributing ceramic bowls to other Goliaths around the room on these large woolly rugs and furs that spread around the place. I know we don't have it on the map, but, you know, theater of the mind. As this is happening, the chieftain walks in, Ulagai, and she taps her great axe on the ground that has the bone part on the back of it. Oh yeah, I did post a picture of all the Goliaths. There you go. And as she does, you see that an elderly male Goliath taps a rhythmic beat on a large goat-skinned drum between his knees. And while he plays this, you can hear some humming coming around as Ogalai looks around and says in giant, she says, "Bless to our tribe the might of the Thunder Beast, and to those who reside here in our keep." And Smith, this is something that's very traditional for you. This is the blessing of the Thunlocalaga tribe. This is something that is said before every feast. And as she says this, Smith, your mom pipes up and she says, "Chieftain Ogalai, can you regale our visitors of our relations with the Akhenathi tribe?" And as she says this, you hear there's a bit of like a hush that comes to the room. And she nods, the chieftain nods, and says, "Yes, well, I will tell it to those who do not know the history of our tribes. Many summers ago, the children of Worm Doom challenged the children of Sky Tower to a game of goat ball. During this game, the ball tumbled near one of the griffins of Sky Tower. Now, Smith, you are privy to the knowledge. Sky Tower Goliaths train and raise griffins. She continues. The ball tumbled near one of the griffins of Sky Tower. When one of our children went to fetch the ball, the griffin went berserk and grievously wounded her. The game was called off, but hungry for more flesh from the child, the griffin hunted Worm Doom for days. Our hunters were forced to kill it to protect the child and our tribe. The clans have been opposed ever since." So there you go. Just for reference, if you want to see that, I posted basically that little story there in the chat.
Erard tells Neogiri telepathically how this is possibly the stupidest thing ever because they all got mad because of a dumb ball game.
Neogiri's like, yeah. One of the kids got hurt, but I don't see why that would have led to years of them fighting and being at war. Feels like one of them just needs to apologize.
That's pretty much what Erard was getting at. He's like, yeah, kid got hurt, which sucked and whatnot, but like, it led to years and years of war? That's the part that doesn't make sense to him.
Yeah, go ahead, Smith.
I'll speak up and say, I spoke to one of the members of the opposing tribe, and they seek an end to the war.
There's a murmur that goes over it as you say this. Go ahead, Smith.
Isn't it time we let the past isn't it time we focus on the future instead of the past, or something like that, I guess?
You see that there's a few Goliaths that kind of look around, and most of them eventually turn to try and weigh what they can see as the opinion of your chieftain. And she says, Chieftain Ogilai stands up. She says, I am prepared. Sorry, let me rephrase that. She says, I have felt for many years that I wished there was a way to end this. If the Akhenathi are willing to apologize, to admit their fault in that day's grievous attack, then I would be willing to settle this and end the conflict. But only if I can meet, or only if it is from the mouth of An Akhenathi, who is the chieftain of the Akhenathi tribe. But I will not meet them on their terms. If there is to be a meeting, it will take place on the Goat Ball Court. That was the site of the division so long ago. If you wish to take this word to An, then I would be willing to meet him here. But I will spare him no offering if he seeks it. That walking stillborn can make do with what words are brought.
Jesus.
So just to double check, the griffin attacked the child of my tribe. The griffin was like one of their tribe.
Yeah. So Sky Tower Shelter Goliaths raise and train griffins. There was a goat ball game going on, and the ball from this is what Smith has been told over the years. This is Ogilai. This is what Ogilai has told you guys. During the game, the ball tumbled near one of the griffins of Sky Tower, and when one of the Thunlakalaga tribe children tried to get the ball, the griffin attacked that child. The game was called off, but that griffin hunted or haunted Worm Doom for days. And that the hunters of Worm Doom were forced to kill it to protect the child that it was hunting.
know if this should be said like in front of everybody or if I should like talk to her in private, but I'll just say it in front of everyone that I think we should see it from their side of view as well and try to come to a mutual negotiation that will benefit both parties. I don't think they're gonna want to send their chieftain down to some place that they don't think is gonna be safe for them. I mean, we're setting this up for failure here. Isn't there some place that would be mutual, like between both? Like we're on the map, like where do they reside? Do we know?
Here I will.
Between our two tribes that we can come to some sort of middle ground.
Here, put up the map in the.
I'm gonna use the restroom real fast.
Okay, put up the map in the chat there. There's not really like any specific place between there, but there is a mountain range between there.
No, like towns or anything.
No, it is pretty much you guys are in the heart of the mountains right now.
Gotcha.
Except for the Cave of Berserkers, which we've moved. This is what is like around you guys. You are in like the heart of the mountains, the spine of the world.
I don't know. I think mistakes were made on both sides.
When you say that, she looks at you and she says, "Then tell me, young Smith, daughter of Wayani, what mistake was made on our side? What mistake was made when that child was attacked, scarred for life? What mistake was made when that griffin attacked her?"
The griffin, I agree, should have been dealt with, but it could have been dealt with in a different way. We could have taken it down non-lethally, or we could have talked to their tribe and see how we could take it down peacefully.
They wanted nothing to do with it. They believed that their tribe believed that we provoked the griffins. If you wish to speak with them, you have my terms, young one. But for me to now agree, there is one thing that you will have to see to. A rock. And she calls over to one of the other Goliaths. You see in the corner, there's another Goliath who, Smith, you recognize this as Eruk Thundercaller. He's one of the warriors. Ugalai says, Eruk, they have a healer amongst their party. I saw him working before. Maybe if they are able to help with that Aarakocra you found, then I might be willing to see through to a mutual meeting space.
And he's asking about the healer? And I'll kind of just look at
Eruk looks over at you, Smith, and says, there was an Aarakocra. It was wounded. We found it flying against the winds in a blizzard. We have been unable to heal it, but if your friend here is able to help, we would appreciate that. They have been able to provide us with much insight and information, and we wish to repay that, but we have no way of mending their broken wing.
Sure, he'd be more than willing to try, right, Ravenchuck?
Where the fuck is he? Tarek. He didn't even...
Sorry.
Oh, there he is.
I'm dying. No, I'm dying. I'm sorry.
What the fuck? What is wrong with you?
For my brother's birthday, bought him a bottle of the hottest hot sauce in the world.
Oh my god.
Tried it, and I'm dying. Oh
Great
my
way to
god.
stay in shape.
Mistakes were made.
Wait, which one? Pepper X?
I think so. Let me read the bottle.
Yeah, I've had that.
Honestly,
pretty-
Don't worry, I'm sleeping over here.
It's pretty hot. It's pretty hot. I know it is.
What's up, man?
Yeah, sorry, yeah. Smith, go ahead and ask him again, Smith.
Are you able to try healing the Aarakocra?
Yeah, I can try. That's
Okay.
what it's called. We're about to rest. I'm just gonna do cure wounds on him.
Okay, well that's fine. Yeah, we can. He will see you over to there. Because he'll take you over to one of the private caves. Get your token there. So yeah.
I regret my decision.
So Smith is I imagine Smith would go. Ravenchuck is obviously going. Does anybody want to go with them to tend to this Aarakocra?
No.
Okay. Woo's staying back at the feasting cave.
Yep. Do you still need me, Lucas, or am I good?
This is gonna kind of be the last thing because the problem is like I didn't know which direction we were gonna be going, but now that I kind of know what direction we're going, I don't have enough planned beyond like what the next little thing is.
All right. So I'm good to head out then?
Yeah, you're good, man. I know you had something going on.
Oh no, I was sleeping over here.
Oh, I thought you
Return.
I thought you said something about like giving your friend a ride the other day.
No.
Oh,
I was supposed to meet up with a couple of my other buddies, but they never got back to me today.
oh, okay.
But yeah, no,
All right, man.
I was straight up sleeping over here, so I'm like,
No,
I'm
that's
gonna
fine.
head out and just go to bed. Go to bed early.
All right, buddy. You have a good night.
All right, bye guys.
All right, Slagru and Gerard, are the two of you heading over there?
I just got back. What I missed, I was sleeping.
Good, Glenn.
Yeah, sure, I guess.
Okay, because I'll say it's up to you. You can stay here at the feasting hall. Woo's not going anywhere. You can stay over there. They're just going, to give Gerard the catch up to know for Glenn as well. What did you leave off on, Gerard?
I left off right before the feast whenever we were discussing about the Griffin Ball and how we need to find a middle ground.
Okay.
I left right when Smith said about finding somewhere in between.
Okay, so basically the chieftain was like, no, we're not gonna do that, but I would only be willing to do that if you could help us. I would only be willing to even like think about that idea if you help us heal and tend to the wounded Aarakocra that they have with them. So, and that she saw Ravenchuck working on Beefchuck and healing him. So she wants him to do what he can for the Aarakocra to win, mend their broken wing. So they are going to...
If I could use verbal components, I could gladly go ahead and help her with various healing spells and whatnot, but I got nothing.
Okay. Do you still want to go with them, or do you want to stay back at the feasting cave with everyone else?
I'll go with them because I can't eat. There's no point.
Okay. So, you guys make your way up through the caves. As you are, you reach a northern room. Smith, you know that this is just right outside where the goat ball court is. And as you enter into this room, you see something that catches your attention, that kind of stops you in your tracks. And that is that laying on this fur, this little bed, is... Damn it, what the fuck?
This is amazing.
Is your old friend Kyra.
Oh, that was the only one that Arard kind of liked because he knew the longest on the boat and everything next to Niagara.
And you see that she is laying there. She is on her side. One of her wings is broken. And she looks up and in a very strained voice says, "Oh, it's you. Long time no see." What do you guys do?
Kyra, what happened to her?
Erok looks over at you and says, "She was traveling, heading somewhere, then got lost in a storm, ended up getting into the mountains. She lost her way, kept murmuring something about a beacon, that something was calling to her. We don't know exactly what. She's been mostly unresponsive, but in the times that she has been aware, she is kind, and she has been telling us stories from far and wide. But it is in moments, only in bursts, when she does not seem fixated on whatever this beacon is. But it has... that desire of hers has slowly faded. And luckily it has now been days since she has questioned that. Kyra looks up at the rest of you. She sees Gerard standing there and Smith, and she says, "Ah, I never thought I would see you out here. I was looking for the beacon, but it seems so far away now. And that urge is gone. Is Wu around?"
Everard speaks through Niagara going, "Yeah, he's down at the feast hall having a feast, but we gotta get you patched up first."
I just want to tell him the moose is doing well.
I'm waiting for Kyra to realize that Everard isn't only speaking to Niagara. He is no longer human, because the last time Kyra saw him, he was still a living boy.
Well, that's... Oh, actually, I was going to ask, Gerard, are you doing anything to help? Because I know Ravenchuck did Cure Wounds, which was 9. Are you doing anything to try and help her?
The only thing I can do is maybe a medicine check, because other than that, Aura of Life, I need verbal.
Oh, true. Okay.
I mean, unless we kill her and I do animate dead with undying
God.
servitude, but
Jeez. Well, I'm gonna see. Yeah, go ahead and do a medicine check. Go and do a medicine check.
I got a 7. I know her wing's broken. That's
Yeah,
all
you know
I
her wing's broken. And yeah, you watch as Ravenchuck casts Cure Wounds. It gets that. You can see that as you are looking at the wings. The magic healing starts to overtake. You can see Erok, the Goliath there. He's kind of watching in wonder at this as he says, "Magical healing. It is fascinating. We have no such magic here. This is but a wonder to us."
I mean, I guess the other thing I could do is just to, like, calm and ease her or whatever while Ravenchuck goes ahead and heals her and does medicine and everything else. Is I could charm her with Fey Presence, because that's not any schematic.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. We can say that you, because you don't have to roll for that. We can say that you are able to calm her.
All right, yeah, I'll just use my Fey Presence with Charm to go ahead and calm her and whatnot and keep her calm while Ravenchuck's doing everything.
Nice. All right. What were you going to say, Ravenchuck?
If you'd like to learn.
I am...
If you'd like to learn.
Yes, please. I would love to learn how to do that. Our skills here are mostly rudimentary and basic. We do not have access to the magical teachings, but if you are able to offer some understanding, I would very much appreciate it.
Okay.
All right, cool. So I don't have a ton prepped after this. Does anybody want to do anything before the end of the night, and like between like now and the end of the night during the feast?
As a Rord can't eat, I guess he'll just kind of sit there and play with the thumbs. He wants to go sit with the wizard person and kind of talk through Nioguri, talking about if there's any way that she knows about getting stronger animal companions or upgrading animal companions through magic or anything like that, and as he just patiently waits for her spell of remove curse.
What's in the treasure room? Private caves.
Okay.
Treasure. That's what's in there.
Iraq will I mean Smith would be allowed to look around. So the thing is that Ogilai's cave contains a pile of treasure that the clan has amassed. The thing is, and Smith, you know this, Wormdoom Goliaths have little use for valuables, but they keep the stockpile here for clan members who visit 10 towns and need some form of currency. Now, as a Goliath who has recently spent a lot more time in 10 towns, there you are noticing just like the amount of wealth that they actually have. There's roughly about 370 gold worth of mixed coins. There's a pile of gems which would be roughly worth about 1,000 gold, give or take, and sitting atop that is a gold chain pendant inset with a yellow diamond.
Take it all. I'm just kidding. That's cool.
I mean, it's you could always ask Ogilai if there's anything up for grabs, or if you would wish to broach that subject. That might be something you want to talk to the Sky Tower Goliaths about.
Can I get a baby griffin?
That's not out of the realm of possibilities. There's literally a section in here that is called griffin taming.
Oh my god, yes!
It is just ridiculously it's let me read this sentence. A Goliath character who earns Rahi's respect can be taught the secrets of griffin taming over a period of 1 year, during which time the character is entrusted to watch over and protect a single griffin egg, and when it hatches, the emergent griffin youngling. Yeah.
Okay, but what about a human with ridiculous bullshit animal?
We'll get to that. That's not
I roll good on.
that's a few miles from where you're at, so we'll get to that on another session.
I rolled a 30.
Thanks. Good, Ravenchuck.
I'm gonna ask Arak that in exchange for teaching him more advanced medicine and magical healing, that they teach me some of their forging techniques.
Ooh. He looks at you and he says, I am sure Wayani would be more than willing to help teach you. Her craft is exquisite. She's I have heard that she learned it from a dwarven smith from far south.
When Arar hears this, he perks up and he wants to know if this forge person would be able to make upgrades to Albot.
Smith's mom?
Yeah.
Can always ask.
I want her to look at my weapon too.
Okay.
Considering Smith's mom has got it hot, instead of Stacy's mom has got it going on, Smith's mom has got it going on.
Smith's mom has got it going on.
Well, it's just took an odd turn. I think I'm going
Big
to bed.
Goliath mommy.
Good night, everyone. The only thing that goes through my head with it being a Goliath and Ravenchuck being a small dwarf is just Futurama Death by Snoo Snoo.
Yeah. Jesus.
His pelvis was crushed into dust, and it's just the skeleton smiling.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So yeah, I'll we can say that over the break, there will be time enough for you guys to have Wayani look at your weapons, kind of clean them up, maybe give them a bit of a buffin, and that wouldn't pass some kind of benefit. This can also be some time where Arak can learn some medical training from Ravenchuck, and Gerard can talk with Valine. And yeah, we'll manage that. I will say, Valine will make a comment to you, Gerard, as she sits there. You can see that she is beginning to you could see that she was mumbling to herself. And before she even said anything to you, whenever you approached about making your animals stronger, she kind of ignores you, and she's moving her hands as if she's performing some spell. And as a moment goes by, you see that she summons to her hand a spell book. And she nods at you and says, "Son, with the arcane, anything is possible." And when you look at the top of the book, it has, I'm going to put it in chat there, it has that symbol on the top of it.
Wait, what does this go to?
This is the symbol that is on the spell book that the woman who was in the fortress when you guys escaped, she was the one that traveled with you guys. She's the one that talked with Aaron about helping her find the Caudicle of White in order to fight back Arl. When she summoned her spell book, this is the symbol that's on the front, aside from a personal sigil. Gerard, as you look at that, you recognize that symbol from your first day here in Icewind Dale. That was the symbol of the pendant that the one who was riding on the boat with you had with him. The member of the Arcane Brotherhood.
I'll relay that information to her, to where I've seen that symbol before.
You see, she kind of like perks up at this, and she says, "Oh?"
I'll explain to her that it was on a gentleman that we were sailing with. He didn't really talk to anyone, kept to himself, and sadly the Dale has claimed him.
I see. So, then one more of the Brotherhood has died. And
Gerard
one
would say when he can properly talk, he would like to hear more about this Brotherhood.
Yes. Well, there
He'll
are...
explain more of his magical powers and why he's in this body whenever he can actually physically talk and not talk through his companion.
Yes, well, you are doing well to manage your situation. I am...
He just kind of tilts his head down and just kind of sighs in the acknowledgement of it's just been a lot.
Well, I see I look forward to our conversations when you are able to have them appropriately. Let us get some rest. We will convene in the morning. Slygrew. As you are sitting there, Fjorl in the back, you kind of get this, like, you both kind of get this little ping in your head. And as you look around, you see Fjorl has the same look on him. And you hear him say to you telepathically, "There is another psi crystal nearby. It would be to our benefit to find it."
Where are you sensing it?
And he says, "I feel that it is to the north. It is very close. It is moving now." And you can feel this. You feel this strange sensation, as almost as if your psi crystal inside that you possess is starting to react to this. And as you are feeling this, a moment later you see Smith, Ravenchuck, Beefchuck, and an Aarakocra walk into the feasting cave, and you feel as if one of them has the psi crystal. And you see Fjorl, his eyes are wide, and you hear him in your head as he says, It must be ours. And that is where we're going to end it for tonight.
Oh no.
I'm telling you right
I was
now,
gonna
if you
do
go
some
after
things.
Kyra, Erard will not hesitate and blast you into next year.
All right. To those of you watching at home, thanks for joining us.
Bye.